All right, another great episode from Dr. Handy Mom. So we have a bathroom exhaust fan that is really, really loud. Really pretty. I'm going to show you the cover, which actually is really hard to take off. So you can see it. You can see it. It actually has a lot of issues, actually. Let me hold it better. It gets rust on it. It gets rusty. And, of course, there's a lot of dirt in there. But that's okay. That's normal for an exhaust fan. But it's really loud. So I want you to hear it. It's actually kind of quiet now. But it's usually really loud. Like crackling sound, or it's not moving. So I've been actually running it for at least 10 minutes now. So, and you can see that it needs to be cleaned out. One of the light bulbs are not working. Night light works fine. So what I'm going to show you is see if we can make it go a little bit smoother so we don't have to replace it. All right, so we've turned off the power. Before you work on anything, you always want to turn off the power. So we're going up to our exhaust fan here. And you can see it's really dusty and gross. So what I'm actually going to do is vacuum first a little bit and then take off this cover. Because you see the fan is underneath there. So I tried to use a little vac to get the dust off, but it didn't work as well. So I actually ended up using a paintbrush with nice soft bristles to take the dust off. It's dusty down here. I'll clean it up. Next up, for this type of exhaust fan, it has its extra plate. You can see the fan's right underneath there, but we have to take this off to get to there. So we have a couple of nuts that we're going to take off. They're loose. So I pulled off the cover down, and it's just attached with a couple wires. You can see them connected here. I'm going to disconnect it so I could get to the fan. You can see the fan unit here. And it's really dusty, so I'm going to work on that. I've taken off the cover. It was just really easy to disconnect that white cord right here. And it was right here connected to the power source. And so I just cleaned this off. And next thing we're going to do is take it down with the screws. Just 2 little screws was holding this. It's really heavy. And you can see the box here. And you can see the fan. And where it gets connected to the hose, I'm going to disconnect it from that cord up there and bring it down. So here's the fan unit of the exhaust fan. It's an older model than what you might see out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it. I'm going to actually take it down to my workbench. Clean this out. You can see how it's really nasty in there. Lube it up. Try to get into the mortar and try to give it a little oil. Lube it up and then reinstall it and then see if that does it. All right, so I'm down on my workbench and I have the mortar. I've cleaned it up as much. So I need to get inside so I can see about adding some mortar oil to it. And we're just gonna take it off. It's casing. Real easy. All right. So because I have an older model, this is not very easy to get to actually to the rotor, the bearings, for us to oil it. So you can see it's connected to the casing, and the casing's like connected to the fan here, and you can see this metal case around. So in order to get in here, I have to take everything apart. So first thing I'm going to do is actually take a picture of everything so that I know exactly how to put it right back together. Get all these bearings off. I have to release the clips here and hopefully can get right into the actual mortar. So we are at the mortar and we're going to add some oil. I got 3-in-1 multi-purpose oil. And you want to put the oil in the felt that's holding the bearing. So in this version of the mortar, it's not as easy to figure out where the felt is. It's right in here. So it's a little tricky to put the oil in there. So we're gonna do it, and then don't really need that much. If you read the instructions, I cut the here and tells you there's this much, but you don't really need like more than a teaspoon. I'll put it down here. And so it's really hard to get in there. So I'm just letting it drip, and then I'm going to put the bearing back in and move it around and see what happens. All right, so I already put some oil in there. Definitely better. So for my mortar, I have it like felts right hidden. Also has some exit points right there. So you can see it's already liquid. I put a few drops in each of these spots. And put a few in here. And then I've been just moving the bearing a little bit just to clean it up. Otherwise, it feels really good. Put it back together. And it feels really good. It moves around really good. So now we're going to put it back together. It's going to be a lot together. So it goes in here. This is the case for this. It had this little U washer that was right here, and then you just push down on it and it should clip. I have a hard time doing that, so I just use like a tool to help me push down in it, and there it goes. If not, bang it in here with my hammer, because I don't have the strength to put it in there, but it clips right there. So now it's connected. Now I'm going to put this back together in here in the bearing. So the thing about this is that you also have to tap it. There we go. And you need to tap it so that it aligns together. So that is put together. Great. So then we're going to put it right back into its casing. All right. So we're going to attach the screws back in so you don't lose them like I was just going to do. So this is tricky because it just has a nut. So you can, I just blocked you. That I just have to go in there. So once I get it started, then I'll flip it over so it'll be easier to tighten. And then I'll put the second screws in because they're tiny. Like that. These actually had some washers. So that goes in the inside part of it. So if you go here and you look, I'm putting it back together. Put the washer on top, and then you put the knot together. Yeah. So I'm going to keep going, get everything back attached. Then I'll show you the assembly part. All right, so the motor is back attached to the casing, and then I'm putting a washer back. I remembered the sequence of things here, and then you put the fan. This was disgusting, so I washed it extensively. I used a lot of Q-tips. So you use a lot of Q-tips to get right in between here, you know, and I'm going to put a little bit of oil right in here. There, not much. Then I'm going to put it right back onto the motor. And it fits. It's actually smooth. Feels really good. So hopefully that does the trick. Then this washer goes down there. And it has a flat side to it on one side. So you just make sure it lines up. You hear it? Snapped in there. Then this little washer. Then the nut. Finger tight it. And then use my wrench just to tighten it up more. Again, like I said, it wasn't that tight when I took it apart, so it doesn't need to go that tight. I really see, it just flows. Okay, actually, I would say the hardest part was getting the case back on and off. So the hardest part is finding the right way. This is it. It said A, B, C, D side. Nowhere else says A, B, C, D side for me. So I was really just looking at the alignment. It has these tabs. Oh, that took a while to get this metal just to line up because it has these little tabs. And I'm just securing them more back to their normal state. I just use the side of a tool just to bend them. Then the last thing we have to put up is these braces. This is actually to hold the light fixture together with this. So you actually don't, if you don't have the light fixture, you don't need to worry about it. But for this exhaust fan, we have the light feature, and then we have the nut and the screw. The screw comes through here. See right here in the top. And then it had a washer that goes underneath there. And then a nut. And we'll just put it in there. So this is just to be able to hold the light fixture. And so, all right, so we have the exhaust fan. It's all cleaned up. Very pretty. Almost looks brand new. And then we're going to plug it in up there. And there's two little screws, one here and one there. It's really, nothing really holds it up that much. And I'm going to attach that and turn the power on and see what happens. It just snaps in, really simple. Now this will actually snap in. You want to make sure that you have the, where the exhaust comes out, lines up with where it goes up. So let's push this up. Did you hear that snap in? It snaps into these little places here. But I'm going to secure it with a screwdriver. That's hard with my angle. And the little screws that I have, I'm going to I put them right up here and just secure it with my hands really quickly. The second one right here. All right, power's on. So let's see how it sounds. It worked. It was sounding like like a lot of noises. Now it sounds smooth, and it's doing the job. So all I have to do now next is attach the light fixture that's over here. I'll show you. I've cleaned it off already. It needs another light bulb. And reattach this to the power source. This is the light fixture, and so it just goes through the bolts here, and then I just secured it. Real simple. I need a new light bulb right here. I'm gonna go see if I have one. Clean this off. So, and then this actually doesn't have the greatest cover. It's pretty, but I'll show you when I do. But it has this hook up and down way to actually add the cover. Fan is on. Bright light is on. I need a light bulb, and you can't see there's the nut light. Fan sounds amazing. Again, let me repeat the sound it was making before. And then it wouldn't make any sound. Here it is smooth. It sounds amazing. So I'm going to go get the cover. I actually ended up painting it to match more the color and the coloring in here. All right, I took everything off. There was some cleaning I had to do on the glass, so next time I need to make sure I tape it very well. But I'm very satisfied with how it came out. It looks really good. So the challenge now, I think the hardest thing is to put this up. And you have to find where the guides are, push it up, and then over to the right. So we're gonna hope I can find it. All done. Looks good. Oh, you hear that? You don't. Yeah, kinda, but not that much, because it doesn't sound like. It sounds like this, and it looks amazing. It matches the rest of the decor in here, and it doesn't have that rust anymore. So from Dr. Handy Mom, I just saved myself like a couple $100. Took some time just because of the type of exhaust fan I have. I have a Hunter Ellipse. I'm going to post that link so that you can see it. And this is why I'm making this video, because there's not that many videos for this type of exhaust fan, and I see why. Because I think most people just give up and replace it. But a little bit of oil goes a long way. All right. From me to you, Dr. Handy Mom. Bye.